Opinionated news. Opinionated news, the hottest on the streets. Opinionated news, buckle up. I'm driving the news all day, every day. Opinionated news, I'm as open as my nose is for the streets. I'm about to report breaking news, opinionated news pouring from my cup and my eyes to your ears. It's all entertainment, so don't get in your feels. Put it out here for the world to see. Better think twice before you come from me. I'm from the streets, don't get it twisted. You know I am the one to gossip, but I don't want no smoke. I'm just here to report the news. It's all a joke, buckle up. I'm driving you the news. Opinionated news. Opinionated news.
Hello. Welcome to Opinionated News. I'm your channel host, Miss Open, and I'm open in mind, heart, and spirit. So anytime I'm here, you are definitely welcome. I think Terrific. Let me get my comments over here. Hey, Terrific. Hey, Malika, if y'all are still here, or whoever's in the bushes. We got some commentary tonight. I'm gonna try to give people a couple of more minutes, see if a couple more people gonna come in before I jump straight into my commentary. Hey Mel, how you doing, girl? Well, Contagious Gardening. Be sure to drop your link in the chat throughout the live as new people may come in. But I found the story, you all, and I'm just trying to see if a few more people gonna come in, but this all it takes is a couple for me to get started. So I found the story. I've been found the story about 2-3 weeks ago. But y'all know my life. Hey sis, how you doing? Y'all know my life get to life in, so I'll be behind on my content. But I wanted to talk about this story as it sort of resonates with me in a way on both ends of the spectrum. And I'm glad one of my sisters is in the building tonight. Please behave. This is the good channel, ma'am. And if you're gonna comment, please comment and type right so I can understand. But I love you. But it's a young guy outside of Augusta, Georgia. Now, I was born in Augusta, Georgia. I lived in Augusta, Georgia with my dad in 97. And I moved back to Augusta, Georgia in 09. I came here in 16 or 17. And so Augusta, Georgia resonates with me for one. But the story is, and I'm trying to work my stuff. I got my laptop working okay, but my camera sucks. So, and before I jump into that, speaking of that, check out my community wall. I shared where one of my supporters is wanting to support me and buy some things for my channel as well as my daughter. And she asked that I make an Amazon wish list. I did make the Amazon wish list. It is posted inside of my about section on my channel, as well as on that comment. The link is there if you're willing to support from your heart. If not, we okay. I just did it because she had been constantly asking me to for a couple of days. And I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do that. And so that's done. But we're going to jump into the story. Once again, I'm going to put up the picture. So 17-year-old, his name is Stanley. Let me make sure I got all my information correct. I don't want to mess up the baby name. Stanley Jamar Lomax Jr. Now, he was arrested on October 5th for an incident that happened on September 26, 2025. Now, I'm going to remove that as I continue to tell the story. Just wanted you all to see the guy. Hey, Judge Shady. I feel like I spoke, but I don't think I spoke. So, but hey, Shady, how you doing, girl? So, I will continue to flash that as new people come in so they'll know what's going on. But on September 26th, according to the article, now, is several layers to this story. I have the article that was posted. I have the comments that the mom left on social media, where she also posted text messages from her and someone else that's going to come up in this story. So I'm going to try to layer it out correctly for us. But I want to tell you why Mr. Stanley Lomax, why he ended up in the Charles B. Webster Detention Center in Augusta, Georgia. So, once again, he was arrested on October 5th for an incident that happened on September 26th. On that day, according to the article, he was watching 8 of his siblings. You heard that correctly. 8 siblings, and he's 17 years old. He's the oldest of those other 8 children. So he was watching them according to the article. Now, while he was watching the siblings, an 11-year-old sister, I guess, was acting out. I don't know. But he chose to beat her with the belt. Now, police was called on that day because the person that called the police was the father of those 9 children. He does not live in the home. He and the mother is no longer together. We'll get to the mother in a moment as I break that down for you. Well, and I've seen a few more people come in. I'm going to flash this as I can continue to talk. Well, I'm assuming, because it wasn't in the reports on who, I know who made the call to the police, which was the father. Now, I'm not sure how the father found out what was going on. Hey, Bobby, glad to see you in the chat and that you are doing well. Thank you for being here. I'll show my face in a minute. But I am not sure how the father was contacted about the incident. Did Stanley call? Did the 11-year-old sister call? Or did another sibling call? So I'm going to remove that once again so we all can see my beautiful face. Yes, yes, yes. Now, make sure we on top of everything. We're going to recap real quick. 17-year-old in jail, watching his 8 siblings. Incident happened with him and the 11-year-old sister. Someone called the father. The father called the police. Now, from there, when the police came, it was not any evidence at that time for anything to happen other than they called defects. In Georgia, that's the Department of Family and Children's Services. And so, of course, that's CPS for those. Y'all know that's y'all favorite little thing on this app. So CPS was called to the home. Now, 17-year-old on the 20, I'm sorry, that happened on the 26th. Somehow evidence went on. I guess CPS as well as the police did their job. And they found enough evidence to arrest 17-year-old Stanley Lomax. So once he was arrested, they said it was video footage of the incident. But on the 26th, when they did their report, the other siblings were saying, hey, he was kicking and stomping on the little girl and hitting her in her head. But video footage was obviously in the home. Not sure if the mother has a Ring camera or anything else. But footage was found in the home where he was actually just beating her with a belt, where she was dodging the belt with her hands. And he is arrested. And he is arrested with no bond. 17 years old. For having to watch his 8 siblings. Is that his responsibility? Hey, MJ, welcome. Is that his responsibility to have to watch his younger 8 siblings? Now, this is all according to the article. So now, once he is arrested, of course, this mom takes to social media because, of course, the article was posted. People were making comments and everything about the situation. And the mom is 34-year-old Ashley Barner. Yes, 34 years old. And she does not have just the 9 kids. She actually has 10. Now, we're going to hear her story. I'm going to read her story word for word. I did not put her picture. I know what she looks like. I have it, but I did not put it here because none of the stories in the tabloids has shown her yet. The mom has not been charged with anything. just the 17-year-old Stanley Lomax. So mom took to social media, and this is what she said. As a mother, my heart is heavy seeing my son being judged. I want to share the full story from my perspective. Now, y'all gonna have to bear with me. I can read, but not my own raggedy handwriting. Y'all pray for me. So we're gonna read it. And she had some typos. I tried to fix them, but we're gonna finish her story. I'm a hardworking woman, raising 10 children on my own with no help. My oldest son is 18, and Stanley isn't my oldest. I have only two baby fathers, and I take care of all of my kids by myself. Stanley wasn't babysitting 8 children, to what's being said. I work every day to provide for them, to make sure they have food, a safe home, and everything they need. Everything they said in the article was a lie. Stanley is not cruel to children. For 2 years, he's worked with children, has always been responsible, caring, and kind. He loves his siblings deeply and is truly a good child. I will not let false information misrepresent misrepresent him. I was about to say misrepresentation. Y'all pray for me. I was at work when the incident happened. The kids had just got home. The child in the article they are talking about is my 11-year-old daughter, who has been having behavioral issues. She has been suspended from school, talking back to adults, even trying to fight others, even with authority. The same person who called the police was his dad, someone who doesn't even take care of the kids. When the police asked for the names and birthdays, I was the only one who knew all of them. If you were really their father, why didn't you come and see what was going on and handle the situation yourself? Yes, I have 9 kids by the one who called the police. Unfortunately, all of this is because he wants to be off of child support. Free my baby. So she's saying that the sister is the problem. Now, if I have some things I want to address about that. If you know she is a problem, and you know that Stanley has to care for the younger children, why aren't you finding somewhere else for her to go? That's just my first thing. Now, the dad is the one who called the police. I'm gonna put here. I see a couple more people came in. I'm gonna flash that once again. Well, the father, Stanley Jamar Lomax Sr. Now, I think I found him on Facebook, but he done blocked his page out where you ain't can't really see nothing. He either went private or whatever. But he is the one who called the police. Now, according to the mother, he is not caring for the 9 kids as he should. Remember, she does have 10, but her oldest son does not belong to him. And, but I don't even know if her oldest son lives in the home, because why was he not responsible to keep the other children? Maybe he's gone on to his own life. But once again, the 11-year-old is the one that's acting out. So in my opinion, the way she's breaking it down is like he was justified to hit her. Now, of course, the comments went crazy. Some people, I'm not going to say some, lots of people are on her side. And some are saying, what if something had seriously happened to the 11-year-old? She caught a head injury. Like, would the same people that was on the mom's side be on her side now? Would they be in the chat, be all under her comments, praising and saying, oh, she's a good mom? Now, this particular comment came from a lady, not going to say her name, but this is what she said about the mother. This is so sad. I have worked with this young lady for years. And what I do know is that she's a great mom, a very hardworking mom, and she's a great provider for her family. Now, I didn't write down the bad comments. If you want to see the comments, you have to find her on Facebook, Ashley Barner. You got to do your research because I'm not showing her picture or anything. But that was just one person that knew her personally. Say she's a co-worker. She's known her for years. Hey, terrific. I hope if y'all made any other comments, I will check them shortly. Y'all know I get sidetracked. I want to get through the commentary, and then I can start talking about the questions. See, some new people came in, and let's do a recap. 17-year-old Stanley Jamar Lomax Jr. was arrested on October 5th for an incident that happened on September 26th, where the article states he is watching his siblings. He has not 8 younger siblings, and he had to watch them, according to the article. He has an 11-year-old sister who he beat with a belt. Someone in the home notified the father that does not live in the home of this incident, and the father called the police. Now, the article also did say that the child, the 11-year-old girl, had told her father that this is not the first time it has happened. It has happened 5 or 6 times before. The father calls the police. Taking him down, y'all, if I can. My thing acting crazy. But give me one. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I flashed it back. Now, the father is the one who called the police, and the mother took to social media and said everything the article said is a lie. Her 17-year-old son is actually a great kid. He's caring. He loves his siblings. But her particular 11-year-old that got hit with the belt is suffering from behavioral issues. And in those behavioral issues has led her to disrespect authority, adults, and just act out altogether. Now, she also said that the father is not taking care of those 9 kids. And she, since we're sort of caught up, we have some text messages that she posted on her social media. Now, the name that she has for him is sperm donor. Now, she had 9 kids with this man. She has 10, but only 2 baby fathers. Her oldest son belongs to someone else. And this particular guy, Stanley Jamar Lomax Sr., has 9 kids with her. Now, obviously, when defects came, kids, I guess they're talking about removing the kids from the home. So obviously, not sure exactly what date these text messages happened, if they happened on the 5th or the 6th, but they happened somewhere along that time frame. Now, from what I can tell from these messages that I'm about to read, they have been discussing removing the kids. So the mother, Ashley Barner, posted these between her and the father that she calls sperm donor. This is what he had to say. She didn't post anything before whatever she said that led to this. Here we go. They're going to have to give Mickey custody of 3 of them because this isn't going to work. He said, ain't y'all, I can't read like that. And my other aunt say she willing to give me 2 of them. I'm going to just read in his tone. He obviously a street dude because he spelled half AFT. Now, oh, I feel like I got something mixed up. Oh, Lord. Okay, no, I don't. And so after he said that, the mother responded, I want my own kids, so stop telling me about custody of anything. So he came back and responded, I can't lose my job. So I'm about to go down here and let this lady know I can't keep all of them and work. Because she was supposed to call me back yesterday, but she didn't. The mom didn't respond. He left another message. If you can't find a babysitter, I don't know what to tell you because I got to work to pay child support or they will lock me up. Either way, they're going to go in the system if I'm locked up. Once again, the mother did not respond. He said, once they go to Mickey, then they not coming unless the people say bring them to DFACS because I can't do it. Now, that's all she posted. She didn't post if she said anything after that. Don't know. But this is very concerning. Hey, Pooh and Twin, welcome back up in here. I'm about to get in y'all comments in just a second. Y'all know I get a little sidetracked, so I was trying to lay the story out. So, I can sort of relate to this in small types of ways. Being a kid that was kept by her older siblings, and I got beat up every day of my life. but I'm okay. I survived. And then becoming the older sibling that had to watch the younger siblings. I beat them as much as I could. Not with belts, though. We'll talk about that. This ain't about me. This ain't about me, okay? But at the end of the day, it has to be stressful to keep, well, I know personally, to keep your siblings. I only had to keep 2. He's having to watch up to 8 at a time. But according to the mom, he wasn't watching them. I guess they all had just got home. But she was working. And for the father, who obviously has to work, you should know that, hey, if you call the police, DFACS is going to get involved and your kids may get taken. And so why wouldn't you try to go over there? First of all, the mom did say, why didn't he pull up to see what was going on instead of calling the police? Because you can't take care of all 9 of them kids. But she do it every day, whether the oldest child or they're having to help as a family and a team to keep one another. But she's doing it every day. So why call the police? And then now she says she want her own kids. She ain't studying no custody stuff. So why now you trying to auction off her kids? Because he was saying his auntie can get 2. He was also saying whoever this Mickey lady can get 3. But that still leaves 4 more kids. Well, 3, because now Stanley Jamar Lomax Jr. is in jail with no bond. 17 years old in Augusta, Georgia, the rural South. I've lived there. I went to jail to that same penitentiary, and mine wasn't no major crime. I was up out of there in 8 hours. I was up out of there in 8 hours because as soon as they hit the cuffs, get me out of here. But it's sad. It is very sad. Yes. Now let me catch up with some of y'all comments because it say I got 48 of them, y'all, and most of them probably speaking, but I still want to catch up and make sure everybody's voice is heard. So I thank you all for being here tonight. If anybody has peeped in, if you don't know who I am Miss Open, and I do appreciate you for being here, as I am open in mind, heart, and spirit. So anytime I am here, you are welcome to be here. Now, of course, I spoke to all y'all speaking back. Make sure I got this together. All right. All y'all basically speaking. Yes, MJ, you said watching that many kids has to be a lot on it has to be a lot on the mom, first of all. Like if you, granted, she did say she does everything she can to provide them with food, shelter, everything, as a mom should. But it's no way, if you're just working a regular job, that you can cater to all those children properly. If you got to work so hard to make sure that they have everything they need. This is not the time or space. I will block you, Brooks. This is not the time or space for your shenanigans. Mel, can you at least just remove that comment that Dubs World TV had just put in there? I'm holding some great news here tonight, Brooks Media. Find you something safe to do. Y'all, that he's just a troll. One of my trolls. Don't worry about it. But see, you done made me lose my train of thought. I know I shouldn't have looked up there. And I see y'all comments coming in. I want to catch up before I get lost. I'm gonna try to network. Don't speak to him. I'm just joking. Mel. Hey ONR, if you're still here, I'm sorry I didn't see you, but I know you be watching me because you are always top in my in my community spotlight, and I appreciate you and your subscription and your watch hours that you be silently giving me. I love them kind. I love them. But okay, everybody just speaking. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything because he done threw me off. With coming in here with that. Okay, so basically, I'm caught up right there. Oh, there we go. Y'all, my stuff be jumping. Okay. And see, you asking, was it for a spanking terrific? That's the whole thing. Some people are saying, was it a spanking? Now, the video has not been released. I'm quite sure because he's in jail. He's still in jail today. He went to jail on October 5th. Today is now the 23rd, and the baby is still locked up. Now, so I'm not sure how severe. Was it a beating, a traditional, but was he taught to do that? Like, was he given that instruction by the mom, who is free? Like, discipline them in the best way you can. Is she still, she beating on her children? I'm not saying I'm against it or for it, because I got my own stories as the child and as the adult of a parent of a child. And this part ain't about me. But at the end of the day, so social media, is in an outroar about this. Basically, Facebook. They're in an outroar because some are saying that he could have beat the baby and caused contusions on the head. The baby could have passed away. Anything could have happened. Where others are saying, I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm sorry your baby daddy called the people. Sorry he's a deadbeat. I'm sorry that you have a child with behavioral issues. And I still stick to my guns on saying, if it's just this one bad apple out the bunch that's ruining what's going on in your household. Why? Because according to the report, this has happened 5 or 6 times before. Why not find somewhere else for the little girl to go after school or whatever hours? The dad. If the dad is so concerned, you can't take care of all of them. What can you take care of her? Can you get her to eliminate this problem in my home? This is not a lady that got a bunch of babies. She had 9 kids with this one man. So we can relate this sort of to my favorite person out here, one of my favorite people out here on YouTube, to Peach. This is similar. Let's just say Greg McKay has to keep all of the 8 little siblings. You know what I'm saying? And I'll probably use McIntyre, even though he's a boy, because he's closest to the age. And now, because Peach has to work a regular job, but that's not Peach's story, as you see. Peach doesn't really have to work a traditional job. Peach has made sure that all her kids get accommodated where they need to go. Rather, it is their father that's watching all 9 of their kids, or she's taking 3 here, to the daycare and 2 to this after school program or whatever, doing her work hours so she can be there at nights with her children and in the evenings and not have to rely on Gregory McKay to keep all her children. Hello, Paparazza. I hope I said that correct. Oh, Lord, I might have to plug up my laptop, y'all, because it's easier for me to navigate over here. While I plug up my laptop, we're going to have a quick little commercial break, as I am going to promote my open letter. And no one has written one yet, but it's okay, because I am going to be writing my own, because I have something major that I need to vent about. And I figured that'd be a good way. Okay, I'm glad I said that correct. I think that'd be a good way for me to express it and get help from everybody that I need help from, which are you all, my traffic jammers. Now I'm going to play my little quick commercial as I plug up my laptop. Give me 1 second. It should be clicking on any second now.
Write it down, let your heart be free. Send the truth and anonymity. With open reads, the traffic jammers unite, turning your questions into guiding light.
I don't know why I did that, y'all. I clearly did not press that song.
Write it down, let your heart be free. Send the truth and anonymity. With open reads, the traffic jammers unite, turning your questions into guiding light. It's the open letter, you're never alone. Share your story, will help bring you home. Every word's a step, every voice has a place. Finding resolution with love and grace. It's the open letter, you're never alone. Share your story, will help bring you home. Every word's a step, every voice has a place. Finding resolution with love and grace. The open letter, let the healing begin. The open letter, let the healing begin. Begin, begin. The open letter, let the healing begin. Begin. The open letter, let the healing begin. Begin.
All right, y'all. All right. Thank you for letting me plug up my laptop and get my life. And thank you so much, MJ, for saying you like this. I see y'all speaking to Wade. Oh, thank you so much, Wade, for my super sticker chat. Life is hard with no money. Making kids is easy. It sure is. That's why I only got one, Mr. Wade. I ain't the easy type. Y'all, I don't have time for all that. Not a bunch of children. My one is 9, 10 kids. Oh, thank you once again. Don't have a baby by me. I'm a millionaire. I ain't having a baby by nobody. Thank you, Judge Shady, for becoming a member. Y'all is showing out for me. Showing out and terrific. Speaking of the letter that you say you're willing to write, there is no topic. I'm not sure if y'all are up early enough, if y'all listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. They've been doing it for 20, 30 years now, where they have the strawberry letter. So it's similar. You just give it a title. I'm sick of this shit. If that's your title, write whatever you want to write about, and then sign it. I'm done, Miss. I'm done, or whatever. Nobody has to know who it is, and you email it to me. Now, if you don't want me to know your email, create a private little email real quick, shoot it over, and we're gonna read it. And so I'm gonna do one, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it this Sunday because that's the freest day I got. Y'all, we got one more day, one more week of band. I got to get through this week and next week. And unless these little football players win Friday, which I'm praying they don't, band is over. No championship, no nothing. I can get my nights back. I can get my days. Ooh, y'all pray for Miss Open. So, but I will be doing my first mock open letter this Sunday. I'll be scheduling that sometime soon. I'll be scheduling that. But I'm trying to get my StreamYard stuff back over here because I don't have to keep scrolling this. But it had died on me real quick, y'all. So we're going to get it back together. But I thank you all for becoming members, dropping super sticker chat thingies. I don't know which one is which, but I'm assuming those are chats because I seen some words on them. But we're going to get back to the story in just a second. In my commentary, I'm trying to get this correct so I don't have no issues. Okay. Oh, they say something went wrong. I was kicked out of StreamYard. I got my StreamYard, but I just ain't add myself to the stage. I got my backup StreamYard so I can see stuff better. But I thank each and every one of you all for being here. And thank you for dropping whatever links you drop in mail. I don't know what you're dropping, but I appreciate you. And it don't matter. Drop everything. Everybody link. Everybody, everything. Okay, I think I'm in the studio. I think I can see everything. Okay, yeah. Oh, hey, Golden. You came up in here too. Okay. I see y'all coming in. Now I can see my comments because I can't see. I don't know how people do StreamYard on their phone. I really don't. Like, and read their comments and click them up there and everything. Like, I can click them on here. I forgot to click them. I'm gonna click my, I'm gonna show my good old things that people have given me. I appreciate y'all because I forgot I'm on my laptop. Now I can do some stuff. Well, I'm double streamer. But anywho, let's get back. So, Golden, I know you just came in, Mr. Wade. You probably were already in the bushes and you didn't hear everything. So let's show you the young man that we're speaking of. 17-year-old Stanley Jamar Lomax Jr. Now, He was arrested October 5th for beating his 11-year-old sister with the belt on September 26th. Now, he is being held with no bond at the Charles B. Webster Detention Center in Augusta, Georgia, which is a rural country town. Now, I'm not going to say it's rural. I want to say it's like the second, third, fourth, one of them largest cities in Georgia, but it still has those strict laws. And now the father is the one who called the police. The father does not live in the home, but he is the father of the 17-year-old and his 8 younger siblings that the article said he had to watch. Where the mother took to social media and said that's a MF and lie. She is a good mom. Her son is a good kid. He loves his siblings. Now, the one who is having the behavioral issues is the 11-year-old sister who is acting out, disrespecting adults, just, abusing authority. And somebody called the daddy. I'm going to assume it's her. I'm just going to allegedly, she called the daddy and told him what was going on. And the daddy called the police. Yet the daddy knows that he can't take care of all 9 of them kids when defects gets called, because they did. And because you have to work to pay child support. And that was what the mother did say in her text messages, that all of this is starting because he don't even want to pay child support. So when she, showed they proof, he did bring up child support and that he got to work and everything else. Why my comments ain't showing? I'm just having some struggle streaming going on, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for me. And speaking of struggle streaming, I did make a Amazon wish list. It is posted in my about section. It is posted on my wall for if anyone would like to help buy any of the things that can help make this channel better. A little small webcam. Now, anything y'all see with that look expensive and don't look like it's for my channel, Noodles did it, because the person did ask that Noodles put some things on there for herself as her birthday coming up next week and all this good stuff. But anything that don't look like it's for the channel, just letting y'all know, Noodles did it. Miss Open just want a little help for her channel. And I really wasn't asking for it, but she told me to do it. So I did it because I believe it will help. So we don't have to struggle stream. Okay. Everybody just spoke the way y'all was speaking. Did she just wish her no win? Who had no? Oh, yeah, Steve Harvey show is good. I love me some Steve Harvey morning show, but I've been belling on them. I've been watching L'Oreal and Cal Centillion. And for us, that's 107.5. I'm not sure what y'all network is. And I like their little trivia. And then she be giving the lowdown. And, I feel like Steve Harvey is for the older crowd. And L'Oreal them is for, along with the Breakfast Club is for everybody, I feel like. Charlemagne and them. But L'Oreal them is for the more hip type of crowd. And Steve Harvey them, that he over there 60 Sam or something. But I like my older people. They're wise. You say, okay, I'll do one, just a suggestion, maybe make a topic. I mean, that's why I'm doing my mock interview. My mock letter. Terrific. So when I do the mock letter, everybody understand what it's supposed to feel like. Because it is no topic. I don't want you to be like, oh, just write about your kids or just write anything that may be going on. Maybe listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show in the morning. They normally read that at 8:05, 8:03, and then they finish breaking it down at 8:23 or 22, something like that. Oh, Copper, you came in the building too. Welcome. I'm just gonna flash the thing. I ain't gonna keep giving the update too tough. But we're talking about this young man arrested, Copper, and he's been held without a bond in Augusta, Georgia, for allegedly beating his sister with a belt while the mom worked, and he looked after his 8 younger siblings. So that's what we're talking about. And like I said, I can personally relate. I'm trying to get this taken off, y'all. I promise I am. Me and my little bootleg laptop. But like I said, I can personally relate because I had 3 older sisters, of course. I tell y'all all the time. And my mom did have to work, definitely like once my dad and mom broke up. But it was only, I ain't gonna put which sister that used to whoop me on up out here. But I ain't gonna say she would whoop me, but my head might just happen to hit the wall. And I remember I did have I got hit by a car and I had some brain injuries and stuff. I might have got punched and choked one time. I had a couple of little things happen to me, based at the hands of my sister, but I survived and I ain't died. I'm still here to talk about it today. But when I look back, I don't think I was a bad kid. I was just mouthy and I had hands and I probably was hitting too, So, and then I look back to me being the older sibling to my brother, who is 9 years younger than me. Well, 10, I'm sorry. And my nephew, who is 9 years younger than me. I had to watch them. So I'm watching them between the ages of 12 and 15 when I left the home. I'll say 11 and 15. And so if I'm 11, they're 2 and 3. And then they grew up to, of course, be like 4 and 5, and 5 and 6 by the time I left the home. But at the end of the day, I remember not beating them with belts, but I think I choked one of my little nephew before. I might jack them up on the wall. And, but this was the 90s, the late 90s, actually. Well, mid 90s, I'll say. Not late, but mid 90s. And, back then, parents could discipline their children without going to jail. Now, in today's society, parents aren't even allowed to basically discipline the way we were disciplined. And now, the way I look at it, we have more kids taking parents out. We have, a lot more, going on in today's society than it did in the 80s and 90s. Now, I'm going to take it back to beating with belts. I was beat with a belt. I am not gonna say I have not whooped Noodles with a belt back in the day. Noodles got little beatings, and it wasn't to hurt her. It wasn't to child abuse. It was too disciplined. And between the ages of, I'll say, 7 and 10ish. But I would let me pull out a belt on her today. I'm probably gonna get beat, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. But I take the belt beatings back to slavery, where when we did something, well, I'm not going to say we, but when our ancestors did something wrong, of course, or something to not the liking of the other community, the slave masters, they got beat. So the parents, when they had kids, the black parents, African American parents, when they had kids, because that's how they were disciplined, it passed down for them to discipline their child. And it just went down from generation to generation. Now, I can say, as it went down from generation to generation, it has definitely become a thing of the past, more so than the norm. We don't hear, like, most of us, I'm like my generation of parents. I notice most of them don't even beat their children, hit their kids, ain't doing nothing because of how it was done to them. Now, me being a kid, I didn't really get beat with the belt like that. I had one or two. I got more abuse for me was verbal and physical. I mean, more verbal than physical, shall I say, and emotional. Now, but I did get some little physical beatings. I probably deserved them. Ain't no telling what I did, but I did it. And at the end of the day, I feel like I'm not gonna say bring back child abuse, but my opinion, as you are here at Opinionated News, bring back where parents can discipline their children in the realm that they need to be disciplined. Because obviously the 11-year-old, in my opinion, as you are here at Opinionated News, I feel like she need her butt whooped. Not with the belt by the brother, but probably by the mama. She needs to get into some order and some in line. But why is she acting out? Like most kids that act out, is something else going on. Like, is she just not wanting to listen to her brother because she miss her mom, because her mom always working, her daddy is not physically there? But because I remember being that kid where I used to think I can call my daddy because my mama done made me mad, and he'll tell me he was gonna come through. He'll come through later on, but he didn't come through at those moments when I was calling about what was going on with me. And so that brings that commonality between the father in this story as the father in mine. Now, to my knowledge, before my dad passed, he only owns up to about six or seven kids. But from what he told me back in the day, I remember writing out my siblings' first names down. I never got last names, but I have 14 other siblings. Now, this includes my three older sisters that I always speak of, but it's 10 more children. Well, I know one more, but it's like 9 more that I don't know about. So my father he didn't take care of all his 9, 10, 15, 20 children in the manner in which they should have been taken care of, collectively and da da da. And so this father and this mother are both working. The dad working to pay child support to stay out of jail. His words, not mine. The mom is working to provide shelter, food, and everything the kids needs. Her words, not mine. And now Jamar, Stanley Jamar. I want to call him Jamar so bad. I don't want him to have his daddy first name. But Stanley Lomax now is being held, I believe, for his parents' mistakes. Or not, I'm going to say mistakes, but his parents' shortcomings, where he is being responsible to watch children that don't belong to him, that has now led him to become angry enough to have to release a belt on one of them. And now he's in jail with no bond. And I don't like that. And I want to spread this story because I feel like at least give the baby a bond. Look deeper into this story. Of course, the mom said her side. All I have of the dad side is what he sent in the text messages to her that she only put out a limited amount of. So, but I want this baby to be free. In my opinion, he, if anyone should be locked up, it should be the mom or the father or both of them for neglect of the children, because he is not, even though he is 17, he's not old enough. I'm not going to say he's old enough, but hell, some adults ain't even old enough to keep 8 kids. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't. I'm whooping ass if I got to keep 8 kids. I ain't gonna lie. I'm beating everybody. Why you doing? I'm gonna lose my mind. That's why I knew to have one. You know what I'm saying? I knew where to stop. So I'm wondering, and she already knew that her baby daddy wasn't nothing after 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kid, maybe 4. How we end up with 9 by the same guy? Now I'm assuming this is a long-term relationship. And remember, she's young. I'm not gonna say she's real young, but she's 34 years old. But she has 10 children. So I'm not sure if she had one every year or if some twins in there. Not sure. Now on her social media, I didn't go digging through the pictures, but I did see her cover picture was like they were stair steps. It was, but all of them wasn't there. It was only like the older kids was in that picture, but it was about 5 or 6 little ones sitting around her. But some going, hey Pie, welcome. Hey John, welcome. You did tell me you was gonna stop up in here, John. I see you. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna try to get back with y'all comments right now. Wait, did you send me another super chat or is that the same one? If you did, Mr. Wade, I appreciate you. Y'all know I don't be, Lord, pray for me. Let me try to catch up with the comments because I think I lost some somewhere. That's what I said too, twin. Like if she knows how her daughter is, why would she leave her with another kid? And like one bad apple can spoil the bunch. And like I said, I seen obviously they're younger kids, and kids are susceptible at those ages that her children are. And so if they seeing her acting out, who knows if the little 5-year-old is not emulating what she's doing, or the 2-year-old or the 7. I don't know what the ages of her children are. I was trying to dig for more information, but this all I could dig up. But I think I did good as a little researcher, a bootleg researcher on this internet, as in my Judge Shady voice on this ninja net. I think I did a good job pulling up the people. But I'm trying to find y'all comments and where I left off at after Golden came in, Wade came in. I'm close because I don't want to miss nobody. Okay, I read that. That's where I was, and there we go. Girl, Noodles is funny. Malika, Noodles is hilarious. Y'all pray for me. Noodles is hilarious. Now Terrific said that's dumb. If he got custody, he would pay more money to take care of all of them. And that's the whole thing. He's not trying to get custody. He's trying to separate her children, and because DFACS did get involved some type, of course, now I'm not going to say some type of way. Once the police get called, children in the home left alone, even though the 17-year-old is old enough to be left alone with those children. But is there an amount of children that a 17-year-old can stay home with? If not, they need to start putting those type of actions in place. Maybe just like how daycare is only one child. I mean, one person to 7 children, I think it is, or 8 children. I don't know, but and those are adults. You know what I'm saying? There are laws in daycare saying, "Hey, this one lady cannot take care of more than 8 children in this daycare." So, how is this 17-year-old boy, who's most likely in his senior year of high school or just currently graduated, how is he supposed to manage 8 children? And where do they live now? Augusta is it's not it got some broken down areas. Remember, I am from there. I have lived there several portions and years of my life. And it has some broken down areas, but it also has some good areas and some good county. But being that he went to jail in Richmond County, because it's another area that is Augusta. Well, it's really called Evans, but everybody say they stay in Augusta there, and it's called, oh Lord, here go Noodles.
You want to fight?
Y'all, Noodles, y'all know she like to come out doing my live stream.
Take the iPad. My phone.
Okay. This is not the time, or this is not the time. I had gave you the rundown. This is a professional live. Y'all pray for me as Noodles coming out acting crazy again. But once again, see, I lose my train of thought. That's why I can't read y'all messages like that. What I was talking about. Oh Lord, Noodles got me. Let me just get on to the next comment. Oh, that baby was stressed. Yes, he was stressed out, Copper. Stressed out. Now, Mel says, terrific. It's a lot cheaper for him to pay child support. And honestly, both parents are responsible, in my opinion. Why have all those children if they can't afford to take care of them? And that is true. And that's where I'm going to go back to Peach. Now, I'm quite sure when Peach and Wood start having their babies, and I think she got on social media with 5 children, and she was in the shelter and da-da-da-da-da. But I feel like once she got on social media, started making her money, she continued to have more kids. But she can take care of those kids, despite her gambling problem or whatever. Since I've been watching Peach, and them kids have always had a home. Those kids are fed, they're clothed. They seem to be loved, in my opinion. I don't think she's over there even beating the kids. In my opinion, I really don't think Peach beating them children. I feel like she just let them be free and be like, no, buddy, stop, buddy. That's just my opinion now. I don't know what goes on in the McIntyre Underwood household, but the parents are there. They can say whatever they want to say about Wood. He is there with those 8, 9, 10 kids, how many of it they got. He is there with them. An adult is present for disciplining the children, for making sure the kids are fed the proper meals they're supposed to be fed. Because I remember when I had to watch my siblings, who I only had 2, a brother and a nephew. I had to make sure, definitely during the summer months or whatever, I had to make sure they had breakfast and lunch and damn near dinner too, because my mom used to work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, my mom had 5 kids, but by the time she's working, it's only 3 of us in the home. Me and my brother and nephew. Not my 3 older sisters are gone now. So, but yet she still had to struggle and work to take care of us, which left me to be a disciplinarian, a chef, a teacher, of course, a lover and a companion, where I had to, love them too, but I used to have to beat them too. But that's hard to balance. It's very hard to balance, and it's definitely hard to balance when you have a child in the home with a disciplinary issue, shall I say. I hope I ain't missing no comments, y'all. I don't think I did. Not choke. Yes, twin, I did choke. He wasn't a baby. First of all, he was about 4, maybe 5. But these were some little and I tell them all the time. That's my nephew, the one who I showed y'all that I said looked like Ice Cube. That was him. And my brother, the one that I showed y'all with the locks and stuff when I did my family talent night, because my babies do got talent. Those was the 2. But they know, my nephew texts and call me all the time. Like, they wasn't no love loss, but I didn't do it to hurt them. I used to do it to stop them. They was some bad kids. Power Rangers was out there, y'all. Power Ranger! Boo! Y'all, they were tearing stuff up. They were acting a mess. They thought they was the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Barney, y'all, I was going through. I was going through. But I made it. And they alive and well. And great. Well, my nephew's an excellent father. We ain't going to talk about my brother. He said, leaving me home with my brother is how we became enemies. Okay, I missed something, couple. Or is that no? That's where I'm at. Okay, yeah, but I feel you. It's how we became enemies, and we used to pew poo at each other and all. See, we weren't that gangster couple. Now we just getting a little punching, a little choking, a head to hit against the wall. Somebody might they have pulled out a. I wasn't in those. A couple of little weapons that got pulled out. Nobody got hurt. You know, one of my sisters is scared of hot things, so they'll plug up an iron or boil some hot oil to get her off on. My other sister just ain't scared of nothing. The other one was beating me up. Y'all, our house, it was all girls too. Our house was like, and our favorite sport was the family sport was wrestling. So just imagine 4 girls and they're thinking that they Sting and Lex Luger and Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. Yeah. But it went down. Now, Golden did, wait, no, you say some rug rats are taking advantage of that, shaking my head. I will just have to go to jail. Okay. And now I see Golden said she spared the belt. I lost the comment. I'm trying to get back to it. Maybe if I click them. Okay. Golden said, I avoided the belt and lots of spankings due to slavery mindset. Yes, Golden, like the slavery mindset is a mess, but I wasn't, by the time I realized it, I was 30, maybe 31. Granted, I probably always knew it, but by the time I realized, you know, but now I got a kid that talked to me outside the neck. You know, I probably should have kept the not sparing the rod and spoiling the child. I probably should have used that belt a little more. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you know, to each his own in raising your children, as long as you're not hurting them, disciplining them the best you can. But it is what it is. Now Malika said, "Yep, my son really didn't whoop his kids, but they know when they come over y'all house, I will get in that. You got to. That's I don't need no grandchildren till I'm 55. I know that. I believe our children need fathers in the home. They do, and I know that firsthand because I don't. My child has not had a father in the home that was her actual father. Now we told y'all we had Italy Johnson Jr. Luckily, she's a lot of her memories she don't even remember. But he was a great dad to her. That's something I cannot take from him. He was excellent to Noodles. He didn't like me, but he was excellent to her, and his family was too. And then my ex that I lived up and moved up here with, he was excellent to Noodles, and he was actually excellent to me. But I wasn't excellent to the kids. I was threatening to beat his kids. I was hell on these some badass kids, y'all. I think I had went back to 94 and was ready to choke one of them, but they all live. They okay. Everybody gonna be all right. It's okay you missed the beginning, Johnny. If you are still here, I see people coming in and out. And I thank each and every one of you so much for being here. He said, I let teachers, police, ACS, and whoever know I give spankings. It is what it is, but not it's only when necessary. I feel you, Copper. Like I told y'all, I got a short about it. Like I literally went to the school when Noodles was 7 and beat her with a belt. Now I was not in there slanging it on her and going crazy. No, I was just tapping. I really did it to embarrass her and to prove that I am the authority and you're not going to be running up in these people's school the way her daughter is being rude and stuff to authority. That was Noodles at 7 years old. Why is you in here telling the teacher and the principal what you not gonna do? That ain't gonna happen on my watch. And I think I made a good choice. Noodles didn't have us whelp or nothing. I ain't go to jail. No, everybody was good, and the little thing was still bad the next week, y'all. She was only embarrassed about a day or two. The weekend came. She went back Monday on her same old shenanigans, but she went with the kids and stuff. She wasn't disrespecting no adults no more. And now today, for sure, every school year, even when I had parent-teacher conferences, was that last night, Wednesday night? Yeah. Had parent-teacher conferences, every teacher told me how sweet, nice, and respectable Noodles is. Even though she come in their class and put her head down, don't turn the work in, talking to kids, going to the bathroom, skipping class. They say she's so sweet and mannerable. And I like that, but but this ain't about Noodles, y'all. This is about this 17-year-old boy who is being held without a bond in Augusta, Georgia, at Charles B. Webster Detention Center, and he needs to be freed. I feel like his parents, as you are here at Opinionated News, his parents need to be held accountable for this situation. So, oh my Noodles, I would need the guys to take DNA tests before dating. Girl, Noodles, we don't even know if Noodles gonna ever date. Like, luckily, she even told me that she's not ready to date or anything. So, at the end of the day, we okay for now. I'm just hopeful and still praying that we can beat teen pregnancy. She'll be 16 on Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday. And we only got 3 more years to get out of the teen stage where hopefully we can beat teen pregnancy and we ain't got to worry about that part. You said a good old fashioned, I think you talked about when I said, yeah, a good old fashioned washing my, oh, now that has happened to me. Remember, I had that mouth, y'all. I done definitely had my mouth washed out with soap. And I don't want it done again. That was some nasty soap. But I know I'm behind on the comments, but it's some video footage terrific because you did ask how bad was the beating. Let me click it. My thing lagging, but you did ask how bad was the beating. It's video footage that hasn't been released to the public yet. They, of course, did not show the 11-year-old little girl. The parents have not been held accountable. So right now, the baby just sitting in jail, being held without a bond. And I think that is ridiculous. I truly think that is ridiculous that this baby is being held without a bond. And no. So I keep my ratchet potty mouth to a select few. Girl, my little mouth be off the meat rack. But my hands back up my mouth. And that's why I try not to open it too tough and do too much. Because these hands need to stay stuck to my body. Because they just start coming out at people. You know. But I worked on myself. And thank everybody for being here. Pie, Kenyatta, if I missed y'all and or anything, if y'all are still here. And I think this was a new super chat where he said, what did the girl, hold on, let me show. You say, what did the girl do at 11? At 11, your girls are bad. Yeah, they say she disrespecting the authority. This is according to the mom. The mom say her son is not the problem. Her problem that she's having is with her 11-year-old daughter. That, you know, she's basically fighting people, disrespecting authority. Let me see. I don't want to lie on the baby. I got her word, the mama words right here. We ain't gonna lie. She said, my 11-year-old daughter who has been having behavioral problems. Oh, I mixed them up, y'all. We might not get the exact thing. Wait, because I mixed them up. But basically, oh, here we go. She's been suspended from school. So she didn't say what she was suspended for. Was it fighting? Was it being disrespectful? But talking back to adults, even trying to fight others, even authority. So she's basically disorderly conduct. Like, because it had this, you know, why they ain't arrest her? Kids are young, 11-year-olds going to jail too. Because I'm quite sure if video footage caught him beating her, where was the footage that led up to the beating? Where's the footage that led up to what she was doing knowledgeably? Because I feel like at 11 years old, you're conscious in your actions, unless she has, you know, mental delay, which nobody said anything about. You know, not autism ain't even a mental delay, but nobody said anything about any learning disabilities or she was, you know, a disabled type of kid. She's 11. She's conscious of what she's doing. And she's probably a little, being that she's 11, and I'm quite sure she has younger siblings, she's probably a little smarter and more advanced than the average 11-year-old because they are being left alone. She may also have to help cook because I was cooking meals at 11 for sure. I was in the, you know, setting table, doing what I got to do at 11 for sure. So, you know, it's sort of sad. But thank you, John. Maybe if I click the comments, I'll be better off. Okay. But my laptop dragging. Thank you so much, Shady, for saying it was a great show. I'm trying out here. I know I'm behind on y'all comments, 15 minutes behind. But y'all know I like that's what I had to be behind this time, because if I would have started watching comments in my commentary, I would have messed it up. But I thank everybody, as we have been here for 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 50 seconds. And I thank you. Now you say my siblings are much older. I'm trying to show it. Why it won't show? Oh, there it go. My siblings are much older, so I grew up with my nephews. I had them a lot, but I always was responsible for them when the school was out and we had fun. I was responsible all the time. It was like the whole summer, because my mom worked 7 to 7. Weekends, I'm there in there with the kids, because she worked 7 to 7. When I got out of school, they got out of school before me, so they would go to the neighbor house across the street. But as soon as I got out of school, I had to get on the bus and get home and go across the street and get them for the next 3 or 4 hours before my mom came home. And so I didn't have a traditional, like, how Marcus asked, did you have a fairly normal childhood? No, my answer would be no. I would not call that fairly normal. Now, I would say I had a fairly normal early childhood between the ages of 0 to 11. But from 11 on up to 15, when I got up out of there, it was not normal. So I don't know where that childhood stops or begins, but I would have to answer that no, Marcus. Thank you so much for asking me that you didn't ask me. And Malika, not Malika, Kenyatta, I wish I knew what you was just about to say, because y'all know I'd be behind. Golden said I was the youngest, and the youngest among the cousins that I was raised around. See, I was the middle. That's my my mom has, I told y'all, the 5 kids, but my grandparents had 8 kids who had 16, children. 16 children from those 8 kids she had. So it's 16 first cousins, and I'm number 8. So I'm dead in the middle. And back in the day, you was raised as a whole collective family. Everybody going to grandma's house, everybody going to auntie house. So it was always my 3 older sisters, and I had 2 older cousins that lived in the area. My other 2 older cousins lived in Texas, so they weren't by. But then under them, once my sister started left, I had my brother and nephew, and sometimes I had to keep my younger cousins, who are like 5 years and down, younger than me. So at the end of the day, it was hard being that middle child. Rather, it was I was the baby of my sisters, but then I had a brother later. And then a nephew was left there. And then auntie, cousin, everybody, can you watch my kid? Can you watch my kid? And I start charging y'all. I got smart about 12, $5 a head. And I have my little $50 because I done kept 10 kids. And I think that's why now I can't keep them. But the hours that I was keeping a lot of children and stuff was the nighttime club hours. Everybody want to go to the club. So I'm keeping the kids. By the time they get there, they ain't too rowdy no more. Now, I done dealt with my brother and nephew all day. But my cousin and auntie kids, they not getting dropped off to 9, 10 o'clock. And all I got to do is make sure they basically safe, give them a little snack, watch a movie. It was more calm down time, but I still was keeping a lot of kids. And that ain't make sense. And I want my childhood back. So I'm going to be real childish when I get 45 and Noodles get up out my house, or 50. However, whenever she get out, I'm going to be childish again. You were speaking about Augusta in some area. Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about a long time ago that I forgot. But Augusta has some bad areas, where Columbia County is more of the suburban, good side of town. Augusta a little rough. Like, granted, it's not a huge city like Atlanta or Detroit or anything, but it is a violent city. It's also an army town and everything, but it ain't safe. So I'm wondering what area this lady lives in and where she is housing 10 children. You know what I'm saying? But her coworker did say that she is a good mom, a hard worker, and provides good for her family. And not saying that it can't be done. You can probably provide and all of that, but how are you emotionally providing for all those kids while you're giving, the job all your hours? Not sure exactly what her profession is, but I'm going to keep digging into this story. I'm really interested in this case. And if y'all hear a dog, my neighbor got a dog in the basement, and we got thin walls and stuff. But speaking of animals, you all, pray for my ghetto kitty. I don't think we have a ghetto kitty anymore, y'all. It has now been 10 tomorrow make 11 days that Ghetto Kitty ran out on a Monday morning when me and Noodles was going to school and work, and we ain't seen him since. And I don't know if he got picked up by the dog pound. I don't know if he got hit by a car. I don't know if somebody took him in their house because he did not have a collar on. Noodles probably had watched him 2 or 3 days before that, and she forgot to put his collar on him, and he don't like it anyway. And he never used to go anywhere. He would literally sit on the neighbor porch, on the trash can, sit on my porch, run up under the porch and stuff. But he wouldn't go anywhere like that, you know. And so I'm sort of sad. Maybe they dog ate him. I don't know. Because he did like to go through the basement, but we watched him walk outside that morning. And I see the comments. I'm coming. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to catch up. I promise. Okay, yeah, it's hard trying to lead. Trying to lead. Yeah, it is hard leading. And I mean, doing all this, the chat, golden, I'm going to learn it one day. But one day, I'm gonna get bigger and have way more people. And I'm just gonna tell everybody right off top, I'm not gonna be able to read every individual message. You know, I do apologize. Cause like I noticed like with Marcus, he filtered through because he do have 500-600 people in there. So he can only read what he's deeming his eyes as important. I ain't there yet. All y'all comments matter. So y'all bear with me. He said both my aunties have 8 children. One is a nurse and the other is a respiratory therapist. They did it. I know I can't. Girl, I can't do no more than the one I got. I promise. My family let's see. I'm trying to click and read it. My favorite family is Renee and Duval with their I've never seen them. You know, y'all know I love me some Ghetto Peach McIntyre. I do. I'm a ratchet. And Peach, if you ever see this, I'm releasing my poor mindset. We're going to talk about that on my open letter this Sunday. Okay. Because it's going to my open mind. James, I missed you if you're not in here anymore. Oh my gosh. I got to start doing better. But see, that's the problem. This ain't moving like it's supposed to no more. Oh, Lord. But hi, James. You say, who a baby? Girl, that's what I get for being behind. Yes, I grew up on raising the little Power Rangers. Yes, girl, them Power Rangers was hell for me. That's how far I'm behind. Girl, they was in the Power Ranger. Girl, Mortal Kombat, all that stuff was out. Okay, Noodles, is you a Power Ranger too? Who you the girl? You the girl, pink girl, or the yellow one? Oh, wait. Oh, look, find something to do with your time. My first sister friends used to babysit them too. I was a bad kid. And see, I don't think I was bad. I had mouth. And I was grown. I think I was just more grown mouthy than bad. But I had those older sisters that I was emulating. So like I said, this is going to go back to the commentary. The 11-year-old with the behavioral issues, is some more kids under her emulating what she's doing? But I know me, if I know I'm about to get my butt whooped with a belt because my brother done did it before, I'm going to be acting good. I'm going to be in my room with my door closed, minding my business. Because you ain't going to be hitting on me with no belt. No, you don't. I ain't going to say you have slave mindset, Malika, but that's how it originated for our people. And, of course, through anger, a lot of our people have been down and been in poverty and all that stress amongst the whole life, and you come home and you're taking your anger out on your children and using that belt and other things. Like I do know, I fortunately did not get hit with a extension cord, but family members did, and I've witnessed it. You know what I'm saying? Broomsticks. I personally didn't get hit with a broomstick because I'm that person. Even as a kid, hit me with something. I'm fighting back. You better watch out. And I think that's why my mama more so verbally abused me than he, put hands on me, because I'm jumping back. I'm jumping back. I don't care who you is. Don't be beating on me with like that. That dog getting on my nerves, y'all. Malika, I too. Okay, I do. Copper do spankings. Mel said, I'll let you slide for that reason. Only Eddie Johnson Jr. tonight. Yeah, let him slide. He was a good daddy to Noodles. He really was. That man just didn't like me. And I did not like him, and I still don't. Y'all, here at Opinionated News, we're going to forever not like Eddie Lee Johnson Jr. One day, I'm going to actually make a testimony video. I've given the testimony a time or two here and there. But when I grow more, so people understand when I say F Eddie Johnson Jr. for life, y'all will understand because I still got the pictures. I still got a bunch of stuff that can lead up for a good testimony on Sunday. Yes, we have Sunday testimonials. If you want to give yours, reach out to me at opinionatednews@gmail.com. 2 weeks ago, we had a young lady come on and give her testimony. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. Very powerful, very inspiring, and was actually able to help someone else the next day. So that's just the power of how testimonies work. You can be a testimony to, you can be a testament to. So, okay, my grandson knows when I do that. Clothes, yes. All them kids probably driving. Yeah, they was driving that baby nuts. Terrific. Driving that baby slap crazy mad because I don't know the ages. I really don't have the energy to chase kids. Or now, I definitely don't know more. But back in my good old days, I chase you. You better quit playing and be tired after be sitting there like, Lord, why? But I know today I'm not doing it. Like, and definitely with Noodles, like she at the age where I ain't even got to worry about trying to hit her with no belt and doing all that. We're gonna have to talk it out, or if she bigger than me, she gonna have to beat me. Let's do this. I'm gonna get beat up. If I come on with a black eye, Noodles did it, y'all. If I come up here in a sling in my arm, y'all, Noodles jumped on me. Call APS to make sure I'm safe. I think I'm catching up to my comments, y'all. Hello, me neither. But I'll find some. Oh, Lord, he jumped on me. Okay, there you go. Malika said, go to me neither. If I find some, I'm acting. Oh, no. And see, like, I don't like to have to repeat myself either. If you are a kid, listen to what I say. But yes, I believe 17 without a bond, copper, if it ever show up, and nobody was severely hurt. I'm not gonna say she wasn't severely hurt because allegedly there's a video. We ain't seen the video where he was beating her with the belt. She was dodging it with her hands and doing a lot of moving. And so did a belt hit her on the face? Do she got marks and stuff to prove? I don't know. But if some more information comes out, we will know because I will update you here at Opinionated News. Wait, is you up here? Is you tricking off on me, Mr. Wade? Because I keep seeing these super chats come in. I appreciate you so much. I love me a old tricker offer. Oh, I'm not at the clubhouse, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know I always love the men folk. And Copper, we're not fighting about Wade tonight. We're not doing that. Golden, you said I had to cause my grandson come over and start walking on my couch. Oh yeah, see, kids be doing the most. But I thank you so much, Mr. Wade. It says the 17-year-old man should sign himself into the army. And I'm not like his mom said he's a great son, and he's been watching kids, da da. But maybe he don't want to leave his family. Maybe he do really truly love his siblings, like his mom said, and wants to stick around and help her. But he just can't handle that particular kid, But it's not his job to have to watch them. I feel like he's not having a fairly normal childhood because I'm quite sure he's the second oldest. She has an 18-year-old. Don't know what an 18-year-old is. He probably did sign himself up off to the army and did what he do. We don't know. I know this lady need to get her dog though. And I miss Ghetto Kitty. Okay, but I'm gonna catch up, y'all. Okay, Malika, I'm still shocked. You're a grandma, yes. And don't she look good? And her skin is so clear and pretty. Like, yes. Yep, climb on that couch, about to get his butt whooped. I wish we can force our children to go. Where are you forcing the kids to go, Copper? Into the military. I wish I could too, because I've been talking to Noodles about military, but her school doesn't even have a JROTC program. Oh, now you told me they didn't.
They said that they're adding it next year. They said they were just talking about it in
Well, see, they done messed it up where you can go in as an E2 and get more money into the Army because you ain't started ninth grade. They want you to put in 4 years and you get paid more money going in as an E1. As an enlisted person. You start out with a little bit more money because I know because I didn't take my opportunity, but I should have had because I was in ROTC for 4 years. And I don't care which branch Noodles will go in. To be honest, she can be a Marine for all I care. I don't care. I want her to go to secure her future, to make sure she's not in poverty like I am in still currently. Check out my open letter this Sunday. It's gonna be a great one. I've already started writing it, y'all. Y'all know I be having writer's block. Yeah, I was cooking earlier than 11, but by 11 I was making the full meals for. But I used to be in the kitchen at 5 and 6 with my mama, and I learned to cook, and I cook very well. If y'all did not see my pictures at the clubhouse that was in my receipts, thingy, go on over there and see some of the meals. And I have a few shorts on both channels of me cooking. Once I get out of my poverty house and I get me a good kitchen, we gonna be back in my kitchen. Y'all gonna get to see how Miss Open do it. I wanted my daughter to go to the Air Force. She considered, but she ended up going off to college. I just want mine to. If college works for her, it works. But high school ain't working. Middle school ain't been working. Elementary didn't work. School ain't her thing. I prefer her to get some discipline, some training, some real hands-on stuff in the military. I really do. I would love that for her. I would love that for her. But it's her life. I'm not one of them parents that's gonna be out here. You no. Your choice. The only thing I'm demanding is that she graduate high school. Anything after that is up to you, and I'm going to encourage you to make the best decisions. I'm going to stand behind you when you make those bad decisions or those great ones. I'm going to be right by your side, but Lord, pray for me. I got a long life ahead of me. A long life. I tried to join the Coast Guard myself. Oh yeah, oh yes, copper. I forgot you was a juvenile delinquent. Why was you delinquent, copper? You say that's why I always enjoy being around older kids and people. I was grown acting. Oh, golden. I was grown acting. Oh, one of my aunties would always come by. This auntie only like 12 years older than me. So she around your age, Golden, about 53-ish, maybe 52. I don't know. But she would all, oh, I can't stand you. You so grown. And still to this day, I don't think she can stand me. and I'm 42 and she like 54, I think. So why you can't stand me? This dog getting on my nerves. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm apologizing because I know y'all can hear it in the background. I don't have a dog. Screw a dog. I was headed to the army but got pregnant. See, oh, like I went into the ASVAB. What stopped me from going was the Twin Towers getting bombed in '01. And I'm like, they going to war. I ain't messing with that. And I just went on, kept working. I went to, did some technical school, and I was being grown, going to the club and had my man and stuff. But this ain't about me. We're gonna go on and keep on trucking. I consider military, but I had a daughter. See, yeah. Yeah. And that's my whole thing. Cause I did consider Noodles when I was 26 and I had Noodles. I did consider trying to join in because I don't know the statute of limitations on my ROTC stuff that I did, but I didn't want to be away from Noodles. I knew, and I ain't really had nobody that I could trust to parent her anyway, other than my sister who was parenting her own children and stepkids and everything else. I always told my parents I think I did a good job raising. They did a good job raising us, but I think you should have chose a better neighborhood for us. They were too comfortable. And see, for me, I'm not gonna knock my mom. My mom did the best she could with what she knew how. You know, that's and we either parent how we were parented. I can't express this enough, or we parent the way we want to be parented or wanted to be parented, shall I say? And so for me, in the beginning of Noodle's childhood and everything, I think I was parenting the way I was parented. But once I opened up my mind and realized that I wasn't being correct in the way I was, moving, I started parenting her the way I wanted to be parented. Like that's why I'd be outside sitting in that car for 3 hours while she had band practice because I wanted to play basketball and I couldn't because I had to go home and keep some kids that was not mine. I wanted to be in the junior beta club because I would always I was smart, so I would get inducted into stuff I could never participate in because I had to be a parent. As the title of this live is called Raising Siblings. And that's what I look at that what this young man, Stanley Jamar Lomax Jr., has been through. I feel like he has been parenting his siblings, and that ain't good. That ain't good. Golden said, "What? He's still not home. Maybe someone kid. Yeah, ghetto kitty gone, girl. Ghetto kitty gone, y'all. He up out of here. He ain't came back. I've been looking every day. I've been looking every day. And then it's a big old hood rat about this big. Mr. Wade, you still here? Come exterminate Detroit. It got hit outside almost by where I parked my car. It must have got hit last night. But it's so big and he dead and smushed. And so now I'm scared that because people do speed down these streets when they come. And my street is a one way. People will go the wrong way. But luckily, I have not seen Ghetto Kitty laid out nowhere, y'all. Luckily. Do y'all have coyotes that roam? I don't think we have no coyotes. I've seen beavers. And we got deer in the suburbs, but we ain't got none of those big type of animals like that in Detroit. And if they do, they probably done got pop out and up out of here by now. The hood don't play. But I haven't seen any coyotes or anything. There's a video of the girl saying she was gonna take a cat she saw because it was cute. Yeah, see, they could have like y'all seen how cute my baby is. Do I need to make another short? My baby is cute. Definitely that picture he was looking up, and he is very handsome. And somebody did. I think somebody got him though. I really do. Or animal control picked him up because I've been here 5 years. And when I first moved here, we used to have a bunch of stray cats running around. Now you barely even see a stray cat. Maybe, and it's one. He the same one that been around for 5 years. This big old fat white one. I don't know how he's surviving, but you don't see him anymore. So I'm assuming animal control is coming in and picking up animals. And there's been plenty days where he'll run out at 7 in the morning, and we don't get home to 9 or 10 o'clock at night. But he would always be here. But that particular day, we were coming back home during the break. So we came home about 2 or 3. He never showed up. We got back home 9, 10 o'clock that night. He never showed back up. Y'all, Ghetto Kitty is a goner. He's a goner. And yeah, I didn't have the chip and all that. Y'all know I'm in poverty. That's why his name Ghetto Kitty. We couldn't afford no chips and stuff. Noodles be wanting all the chips. Oh wow, golden no coyote. Yeah, we ain't got no coyotes. I used to hear kids talk about extension cords, but I was never spanked. Me, I wasn't spanked with one either, but I've witnessed them. By I'm not gonna say who got beat with them and what, but I witnessed it in my family, and ain't nobody hitting me with a mother sucking thing like that. I'll take a belt. I'll take your hands as an authority over me. But extension cords, broomsticks, shoes with the heels on them, and like I come from the ghetto poverty lifestyle and the abusive parenting. I come from that, and it wasn't even just say parenting from like my mom. It was parenting all around. Okay, y'all, this dog getting on my nerves. I can't even think. We say all I know was a slipper and belts, but I got hit with a plunger one time. You probably did deserve it, Copper. And ain't nobody hit a plunger. I might ended up in the place where the young man was because that's nasty. A plunger, you gonna hit me? That's like spitting on me. I would have probably lost my mind on an adult. I might be the little 11-year-old sister, y'all. I might be her. I might have behavior issues. Cause my great grandmother was one who whooped butts. Yet I don't remember my great grandmother, but I remember my great grandfather. But like the men in my family, from my mom's side and my dad's, well, my dad never hit us as girls. If we was getting a beating, that was my mama job. I don't know, but my daddy didn't never hit us. And my great grandfather, which is my mom's grandfather, I don't believe he on her mom's side or whatever. I knew him. He didn't die till he was born in 1908. He didn't die till 1995, and I was almost 12 years old. And he had just picked me up a couple of days prior from school before he passed away. So I knew him very well. But he was a kind, sweet, gentle soul. He didn't, the men in my family were real men growing up. Now, it skipped a generation here and there. Maybe an uncle or somebody might not be too right. And, but it's all right. And I'm sorry if I'm missing y'all comments behind, but I see you said thank you to something, Malika. Oh, about the testimony. Oh, I'm that far behind. Oh, my gosh. Oh Lord. See, I think that's sad when you're robbed of your own childhood. Yes, I was really robbed, Copper, and I believe this young man has been robbed of his childhood. And who knows, he probably does, like Wade say, want to go to the army or ready to get off to go to college, where, Peach McIntyre son, Gregory McKay, she's having, I ain't saying she having to force him, but like she literally had to force him to drive and like, hey, you need to drive so you can have your independency. I noticed they went off to a college. Um, 2 weeks ago, they went down to Savannah, Georgia, or up to Savannah, Georgia from Florida, and they went to SCAD. So she's encouraging him to go to college. She's not trying to make him stay home and like, no, you can't go. I need help with you raising helping me raise my kids. She's gonna let him live his adult life, and I love that for him and her. Yeah, I said I might check animal control, but that's what he get for running up out there. I ain't just to check for him because after y'all hear my open testimony, my open letter on Sunday, y'all may see where Ghetto Kitty leaving may have been God's work. So we'll talk about that on Sunday. Sorry to hear that about Ghetto Kitty. Yeah, it is hard. He was a part of our family. We only had him a year and 3 months, I want to say, but y'all see how small he was in my latest short. He was even smaller than that when he came. That was probably like his third, fourth month of being here. But we just fell in love with him. I don't even I was always scared of cats. I ain't like cats, and I was scared of him the first he was a little kitten, y'all. The first 2 days he was in here, I was screaming, "Noodles, get this kitten, Noodles!" But then he just grew on me, and I miss him. I ain't gonna lie, I miss him. Oh, the micro trip went for about $30. Sad. I done lost Ghetto Kitty from being cheap, y'all. Okay, I done caught up. Finally caught up. I wasn't true for the toilet though. Oh, it went from one that was already used for the toilet. Okay. I would have lost my mind because I'm a German. Yeah, cop. Nobody can't be hitting on me with no plunger. I think my father spanked me twice in my life, and grandfather never hit. And see, my dad ain't touched me. I didn't. My dad's dad passed before I was born, and my dad's dad, my mom's dad was just like a cool. He used to whoop them and stuff. They come from that era, but the way my mama and them was, you can't hit nobody else can hit nobody else's kids. Where that village was, where I watched the neighbor. Where I did watch, if you do something and the neighbor can beat you, my mama and them wasn't having that. We're gonna discipline our own kids in our own home, and this lady down the street ain't about to be beating on my kids or talking reckless to my children. So that might have been where the village started breaking down. Yeah, you remember when I got Ghetto Kitty? Yes. It was quite cold during that time. It was right about to get cold. It was right about to get cold. And I miss him, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But then again, when he here, he be getting on my nerves, jumping all up here on my mantle, doing somersaults, just dashing through the house out of nowhere. They messed up all my blinds. But yeah, I'm over here talking about I miss Ghetto Kitty. But I do. But I thank all of you all for being here. I know we done got off topic and started talking about me and everything, but the first at least 45 minutes to an hour of this live was strictly the commentary on Stanley Jamar Lomax. And so if you did not catch the beginning, I actually encourage you to go back and watch the replay. I'm going to encourage that. I don't know how we can start a petition. I don't know. I want to do something. I don't like that this young baby is sitting in a prison or a jail with hardcore criminals. Who knows? He's only 17. Who knows what they're doing in there to him? He's not, he doesn't look like a big guy. He might be tall and skinny or something, but according to the pictures that I've seen, he don't look like he's too big or a threat to anybody. And his mom even said that he's a sweet, loving, kind kid. So they need to get that baby out of there. Now, the mom does have a GoFundMe. Mel, I don't know if you still got it or you posted it, but the mom did set up a GoFundMe where you can read the same exact story that I read. Is there her saying she's a good mom, da 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 da. And as of a few hours ago, she had raised $3,977 for lawyer fees. She's trying to get a lawyer to make sure that she can get her son home because the Charles B. Webster Detention Center, and well, I'm going to say Richmond County Police Department has arrested her son for child cruelty when she believes she has an unruly child in her home. And basically, he was just disciplined and doing what he got to do. The father can't keep none of the kids because he got to work to pay child support for them kids, and ain't no telling if it's more somewhere else. You know how men can do. And so at the end of the day, pray for this whole family as a unit. Now, from the information that I found, it looks like she still has the other 8 kids in her possession. I'm not sure where her 18-year-old son is. So I don't believe they have came and gotten the kids yet. But maybe I believe one of the stipulations, because he said if you don't have nobody to babysit, when I say he, I'm talking about the baby's father. Um, I'm assuming they're saying, hey, you need to find a proper babysitter for your children. You know, the ones that are not obviously old enough to keep themselves or whatever, have they may be. So pray for the family. This is tough. I understand, on all ends. I really do. I understand where the young boy was frustrated and had to, lay hands. I understand where the mom loves all her kids, but she can recognize which kid is the problem. I understand the father having to work to pay his child support and he can't take care of his kids physically because he has to work and because child support getting him, he don't want to go to jail. But at the end of the day, Stanley Jamar Lomax should not have to raise his siblings, keep his siblings, or be in jail for having to release a belt on one of them. So, yeah. But I believe Mel did drop the GoFundMe in the chat if anyone wants to help with that family. I know we have a lot of givers around in this sector. If you all feeling, like giving $1, 5 or 2, everything will add up to hopefully she is a honest one and is actually gonna get a lawyer for her son. But she really does seem like she cares. And I was, I went back scrolling on her Facebook. I had to go digging a little deep to be nosy to be like, is she setting these people up? And I didn't see anything that said set up. So at the end of the day, pray for this young lady. You say, yeah, it used to be a kitchen because my dad had, oh, it was a kitchen plumb. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I ain't doing nothing. No plungers. No. Yeah, my village was actually my grandmother, great grandmother, and her sisters. My village was actually my sisters, a few of my aunties, because all of my aunties, like my one that passed was only 7 years older than me. She was actually younger than my older sister. So my village was, aunties and sisters. Granddad, my great grandfather was definitely around. My granddad, I'm not gonna say it was a village, but we went to his house every Friday. But like he was the first person to be. My granddad on my mom's side was probably more like a bad influence to all the grandkids. Yeah, go down there and play my lottery. So now I know how to play lottery slips. Yeah, go ahead and have a drink. I'm 12, granddaddy. I think I was 11. Yeah, drink it up. He was one of them, but he was around. He was definitely there, and I miss him as well as I miss my aunt that's no longer here. But back then, you say, yeah, my village. Okay, I read that. If the child wasn't hospitalized, I don't see. Yeah, I don't think she was hospitalized. Nobody said anything because it happened on September 26th. Nobody said anything about her going to the hospital. Da 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 da. Now I'm quite sure DFACS and all of them examined her. You know what I'm saying, to see where the bruise is, if she got a bruise. Da 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 da. And they also most likely took her statement. They took his statement because he didn't get arrested on the day of the incident. It happened on the 26th. He didn't go to jail until the 5th. So, of course, I guess they did their investigation and found whatever needed to be found. But I want to see that video that justifies him having to be locked up. I really do. You say, let me go grab it. I've dropped a few times. Okay. Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you. I had got behind right there. This is why I tell men I drop babies off and you ain't leaving me. I feel I ain't dropping mine off. I ain't gonna lie, but that's why I ain't having none. And no extras. Now God saw fit that I have had some miscarriages when I was younger, and I only got pregnant once since I had noodles, and I lost that one as well. But I was gonna be okay because I was 30 or 31 when I got pregnant that time, And I hadn't grew, and I knew what mothering was, and I was gonna be okay with the two. But I ain't been pregnant since then. It's been 10 years. Let's keep it 10 and on and on and on. Cause I'm not fit. You know your capabilities. And also I don't want to have to be working all the time. And that's why I choose the work that I do. Now, granted, my work is not a consistent income. I have horrible days some days, but I do the gig work so I can show up for Noodles. It was a couple of jobs I had where I couldn't get off to show up for some things I wanted to show off, show up for Noodles. Or I had to get somebody to switch my shift, or I had, but now I can accommodate my schedule and my life based on her schedule, and that makes me happy. But I know if I had that baby I spoke of that was 10, would have been 10 now, and Noodles is 15, I would have been sending that 10-year-old somewhere else, or when it was 6 and 8 and all this. So Noodles wouldn't have that responsibility because I know how it feels. I don't think, siblings should be having to keep siblings. It's a difference when they 12 and 13, they the same age. You know what I'm saying? Almost. Okay, y'all got to stay home and chill. But when it's a 13-year-old having to watch a 2 or 3-year-old, a 15-year-old having to watch the 5-year-old, I just personally don't like that. But maybe it's because of my own experiences and trauma. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay, I always been my own village for the most part. Yep, me too, Mel. And that's y'all know Mel, my auntie, and you be hearing me talk about what I do daily and da da da. And I've been my own village, and it's my choice. So that's what gonna be in my open letter on Sunday. Is something going on? I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Y'all are gonna want to be here, okay? Please be here. But we about to get ready to round this on up, as we have been here for 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 25 seconds. And I thank each and every one of you all so much. And I'm just gonna give a rundown real quick on what is going on throughout the channel, of course. So I am trying to bring back my own segment here at the news station, which is tonight. Not sure which day I'm going to do it on, but Opens Worldwide News, the own segment, where I come and talk about a story like this and give some commentary on. I am trying to promote the open letter as well as Sunday testimonial, where, if you want to express some things, you want to give your testimony live in action, that's great. Or if you want to just write in anonymously and vent, that's great as well. And I think I'm going to hold both of those and my open table. Open table is where we just anybody anybody can hit the link and vent about and talk about whatever they want to talk about. Just the open table, no topic, no nothing. We just checking on each other and vibing. So I'm just going to try to rotate those because I'm quite sure I'm not going to have a Sunday testimony every Sunday. Quite sure I'm not going to have an open letter every Sunday. And so I'm just going to rotate the open letter, the Sunday testimonial, as well as the open table throughout those Sundays. I'm gonna try my best, you all. Noodles gets out of band in the next couple of weeks, and I'm gonna try to bring more news videos. I really want to try to get back in the algorithm with videos, and I'm gonna be trying to bring them more consistently because I got 22 stories that I ain't put out because it does take work, and so I am trying to find easier ways to make my videos so I can get them out to you successfully. And if you would like to support my Amazon wish list that is on my community wall, and you can actually read the email that the lady sent to me. I took out some pieces that didn't matter, but you can see it is there. And I did set the list up. You can find the list on that post or in my about section here on my channel. I also posted it at the Clubhouse channel. Um, Trying to make sure I got everything. So far as the Clubhouse, if you do not know about the Clubhouse, get over there and subscribe. That's where I'm going to try to bring my game nights back. I'm I've been working on one for this Saturday. Hopefully I can get one this Saturday. If not, definitely next Saturday. No, Noodle's birthday next Saturday. So I'm going to really try to pull one out this Saturday for you all. And of course, any shenanigans, I'm trying to find, I'm not going to say drama, but something very controversial that I can do over there and talk about and draw people in. Got any ideas, let me know. But I'm definitely going to do my open love discussions there. So that's the rundown of all the channels. And I really appreciate each and every one of you all. I think I just have my traditional outro set for tonight. I don't know. Let me see what I got going on. Okay, copy. Y'all just speaking about that. I understand there was get a balance. I got paid real good babysitting. Yeah, I used to make some decent little money babysitting all them damn children, but I ain't doing it. I ain't not at this big age. But y'all really pray for this young man, and I'm gonna look into the story a little more, and I'm gonna talk to my sister that currently lives in Augusta, Georgia, and see if she got any extra news for me on that situation. Because and who, for all I know, that they can be. My sister is an insurance agent. They could be her customers, and all her customers love her and everything. So I'm gonna dig a little deeper, and I got a couple of people out there, and so we're gonna be talking about some of this stuff in an open letter this Sunday. And I appreciate you all. Make sure I got everything. Thank you for dropping that clubhouse link. You got to experience love of a son and a. Oh yeah, she did. Cause I sure wanted the boy two copper, but I ain't looking for it. I ain't getting it. I ain't doing it. I'm good with my daughter. That is versatile. She know how to be girly, but she know how to act a fool too and be a boy. And I'll settle for that. Noodles is like 5 kids in one. I promise she is sweet and lovable, feisty and fierce and all types of stuff. But I thank y'all. Just keep up with both my channels as I am trying to get more consistent out here. I really am. And I thank each and every one of you all. Make sure I got my proper outro. Y'all, this is just my same old raggedy outro. I'm gonna get us some new music. I'm gonna get us some new videos and I tried to make my new intro or whatever. Well, even though it's the same song from when I first started the channel, so it really don't make sense like it's supposed to. But it was cute. That's the best I could do today. But we're gonna try to get some more stuff going, y'all. So be patient with Miss Open, and thank you all for supporting me, coming in, communicating. Wade, I thank you for your super chat sticker thingies. I really do. I don't know what they are. And Judge Shady, I thank you for becoming a member. And you all, as far as my traffic jammers, just being a member is only $1.99, and that's just to support the channel. My $4.99 tier, when I figure out what to do with that membership, I'll start promoting that more as well, because I do want to drop things in that membership. So if you do want to join the membership, you're welcome to, and I would greatly appreciate it. It's just $1.99 to support your girl and say that you rock with opinionated news. But we're getting out of here. Have a nice night.
Breaking through the static, no filter, no breaks. Opinionated news, yeah, we're raising the stakes. Truth on the move, no slowing us down. We're jamming the traffic, taking over the town. You hit that button, now you're in the ride. No detours here, we're shifting the tide. Like it, share it, spread the fire. Subscribe today, take the movement higher. No stop signs, no red lights. We're jamming the traffic, turn up the mic. Headlines roll, but we cut through the spin. Loud and clear, let the real talk begin. Thanks to you, we're breaking the mold. Opinionated news, fearless and bold. You hit that button, now you're in the ride. No detours here, we're shifting the tide. Like it, share it, spread the fire. Subscribe today, take the movement higher. No stop signs, no red lights. We're jamming the traffic, turn up the mic. No backing down, no slowing the pace. We flood the streets with truth and grace. Every click, every view, every voice, every stand. Together we rise hand in hand. So here's to you, the fearless, the proud. Opinionated news, we're speaking loud. Jamming the traffic, breaking the chain. Like, share, subscribe, let's do it again. Let's do it again. up the mic. Headlines roll, but we cut through the spin. Loud and clear, let the real talk begin. Thanks to you, we're breaking the mold. Opinionated news. Fear to the mic. No backing down, no slowing the pace. Slowing the pace, slowing the pace. We flood the streets with truth and grace. Truth and grace. Every click, every view, every voice, every stand. Together we rise, hand in hand. So here's to you, the fearless, the proud. Opinionated news, we're speaking loud. Jamming the traffic, breaking the chain. Like, share, subscribe, let's do it again.